There are a number of people do what I do that get good results, and I'd say this is not real. This is not ignored anymore. John Kempf does this in Ohio, and he's currently working on something like 1.2 million acres. He has contracts with like Dole, the fruit company, like big, major international agricultural businesses are now paying attention to this. Monsanto's largest, fastest expanding research field where they're putting money to develop things is in biological agriculture and regenerative farming products. Monsanto sees the writing on the wall. They don't want to be left behind. They're developing inoculants and products that can be used to fix the problems that Roundup caused. And so, like, this is not. I mean, it's kind of invisible to most people, but this is actually taking off. This is getting huge. I mean, just yesterday, I was looking at there's now companies stepping up to start to do this on a big scale. There's investment funds now buying farmland to do regenerative farming, to basically buy up old crummy farmland, apply these kinds of principles to it, and rejuvenate the land and earn a return for their investors and tons of money for themselves. So this is happening. The problem is...
Well, I got the sense this has been around for a long time.
I mean, Albrecht wrote most of this stuff in like the 30s and 40s. So it's been around a long time. The reason it's not bigger is because the alternative worked really well and it was super friggin' simple. When soils had a lot of organic matter and have tons of minerals in it, all you had to do was add nitrogen. Real simple. Maybe NPK. It actually worked. The reason it took off was it worked. But it worked because it was mining the soil of all the other stuff, slowly making things more and more out of whack, which then necessitated the chemicals to treat diseases and pests, which started off being, minimal issues, and have now grown to be not minimal issues, largely because we just don't have the soil that we used to. And it's what I talk about hasn't taken off amongst the general population because it's complicated. Or especially it seems complicated. Because, I mean, if you have to read every book I've read to know, how to fertilize your garden, no one's going to do it. So that's why.
Yeah, it's the proficiency.
Yeah, but you don't have to get to perfection to make a big impact. That's why I try to tell people that, so they don't get totally overwhelmed. They don't have to know everything. They only have to know how to make their little piece of ground a little bit better. And if they do that every year, they're doing better than most. So.